Mr. Adams, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this afternoon. Just give us a reaction with regards to that which the General has put out as an allegation of you having access to that information and handling it recklessly.
Yes, certain documentation was slipped under my office door. I had to read it 3 times, maybe 4 times, because it was unbelievable. I decided that yes, there might be a case for criminality here. So I took it to the nearest police station. Now, if General Mkhwanazi feels that you have something like top secret crime in this country, then he must step forward and say so. I certainly do not buy into that narrative. This country is tired of crime. It doesn't matter who's committing it. I don't care if it's a police general. I don't care if it's the president himself. This is where Mkhwanazi and I differ profusely. So, yes, I was in possession of evidence, of information. I took it to the police station, and if this man feels that I should be arrested for it, then let him go and lay the charge. Because South Africans should no longer have to carry the burden, the taxpayers' burden, for other people's skelmigheid. That is what it is. So here I stand today, accused by a 4-star general, a whole police commissioner, of being a possible criminal, if I'm understanding him right, if I'm listening to him right. But Mkhwanazi must make us understand why he's so desperate to have an issue of almost R1 billion worth of fraud of corruption reduced to an HR issue. Is it because he is friends with one of the accused?
So, Mr. Adams, I mean, you say this was slipped under your office door. Do you know who slipped it in? And also the General speaks of this information having been handed over to the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence. Why did you opt to take it to the police and not to the committee?
So when I received this information, I think I might have been an MP for 3 or 4 months. I haven't been in a workshop that says when you find information under your door that looks like it's criminal, this is the department you must take it to. You must also understand that this is South Africa, and in South Africa we have a culture of cover-up. Let me just refer you back to Pala Pala. How can this country not know where those millions of rands or $500,000 came from? How don't we have the right to know? Because a handful of lawmakers decided that possible corruption must be covered up. I will not be a part of a system like that. And if it costs me my parliamentary badge, then Ramaphosa must come and take it.
So in hindsight, would you still have taken it to the police as opposed to the committee, knowing what you know now?
I would 100% take it to the police. And furthermore, Mkhwanazi is on about me writing an email to the minister at 20 minutes past 8 in the morning. It might shock him. I start working at 6:30 at Parliament. He can come and check the cameras here. The other thing is that when my docket was allegedly collected here by the provincial office, he has an issue with that as well. Why does he not have an issue with me having laid a charge 1 year ago at the provincial, find an investigator? Is Mkhwanazi asking for this case to be covered up because a friend of his is implicated? Why is the general from KZN so concerned about fraud that happened in Pretoria? It's not even in his jurisdiction.
So, I mean, Mr. Adams, the commissioner spoke about the possibility of whether or not yourself, together with the DA MP, would be called to the commission. Have you been requested to appear before the commission?
I hope I'm called to appear before this commission. I really hope I am. Because today, a 4-star general was throwing out innuendos left, right, and center. If he's not brave enough to say what he feels or what he believes, let me assure you I am. There's 400 members of parliament up in here, right? 399 of them may be scared of Mkhwanazi. You tell him Fadiel Adams isn't.
All right, Mr. Adams, I mean, certainly, I mean, if we go back to the issue of whether or not you would have still taken the information to the police as opposed to that, to the committee rather, I mean, given the sensitivity of that information, you still stand by the fact that this information would be taken to the police as opposed to the structures that would have needed to deal with the processes?
My lady, let me ask again, are we so comfortable with crime in this country that I would be asked to be part of a cover-up if my eyes saw it? I've got children dying on these Cape Flats because we don't have photocopiers. Tonight, 7 of our sons will die, but people are being allowed to steal hundreds of millions of rands, and I'm being asked to make sure that this remains top secret. I will not. I will not. I repeat to you, I will not. I will face whatever comes. I will not be a part of this.
All right, that's Fadiel Adams speaking to us there on the back of the National Commissioner making those allegations about classified information that was in the hands of Mr. Adams, and Mr. Adams there having taken that information to the police as opposed to that JSC. Thank you so much for your time in speaking to us this afternoon. Let's now take you back to